Hello, hello, hi, good day to you. We're back here again at the podcast. Uh, Together with me is
Kelvin from Hammer Nutrition.
from Hammer Nutrition. I am a big fan of Hammer Nutrition and I've been using Hammer Nutrition's products since day one of my running. There's a huge reason for it. Actually, a simple reason, because it works. It's proven it works. I don't need to sing songs about it, but let's start with Mr. Kelvin. Mr. Kelvin,
Yep.
can you tell us more about Hammer and the history and whatnot?
Okay, so Hammer has been around for many years. I think like 38 years and going. So it's a product founded by Brian Frank, and it's from US. So when it comes to fueling right, they have 30 plus years of knowledge and fueling strategies for multi sports: running, cycling, swimming, triathlon, badminton, futsal, whatever. So we are the people behind bringing in this brand to distribute in Malaysia, and it's been over 10 years I've been doing this.
What are the athletes, the national athletes? I mean, you don't need to name names, but what are the discipline of sports that they actually use you, the national athletes levels?
Well, I wouldn't call them national athlete levels, but I mean just athletes per se. We had Muhaiza using it before, 5-time champion of Stanchart.
Okay.
So that was using our products. Lately, we have had Haziq Hamza. He's, I think he got a PB recently, 2 hours 29 something in one of the international races. And I heard that he qualified for SEA Games too. So,
Yes, he did, I think. Yeah. He qualified, I mean, he met the qualifying times.
Yep. And then we have had SEA Game athletes in the triathlon segment.
Triathlons,
Yep.
marathons.
Marathons.
I recall OCRs also use
Yeah.
this.
One of the SEA Games, for MORSA, OCR, obstacle sport racing, they were using it. I think they got like silver. Yep. And it's quite a number actually. To be frank, I mean, you yourself, if you consider yourself an athlete,
Yes.
elite level, you podium. Ever since we worked on your sub 3, you've been on podium consistently every Stanchart, I think. Ever since.
Back many years ago, I ran my first marathon. I ran in 3 hours 30 minutes, and I was not happy. So someone talked about Hammer, and then I contacted Mr. Kelvin and asked, I want to do sub 3. So he guided me through the nutrition part of it, hence where I am today. There's one person that, another one, to show the ability of the nutrition of Hammer is the ultra guy. What's his name?
Jeff Lau, is it?
Jeff Lau. Jeff Lau isn't your normal ultra guy. You are talking about him running for what, 1 month? Or was it 2 weeks?
So he did a lot of those multi-stage race. I think like, is it called what, Marathon the Sables? I can't remember, but it's like 7 days in the desert or something like that.
7 days in the desert?
He's done the Arctic race. And then, of course, the most craziest one, which I thought at that time when he came to me, was a 10 Ironman in 10 days, right? The Decaman.
10 Ironman in 10 days. One Ironman is swim what?
Swim 3.8 km.
3.8 km.
180 cycling.
180 km
and
cycling.
Full marathon run.
Full marathon run. That is one Ironman.
Per day.
And he's doing this 1 day, and he's doing it 10 days, continuously for 10 days.
Yep.
And he's fully supported, or rather he's fully utilizing Hammer to do this. So that tells you a lot about the sort of nutrition and energy and consistency of power that Hammer can give.
So Jeff Lau did 10, which at that time I thought was crazy enough. Then the following year came to me and was like, I'm doing double. Which is
oh my
20
God.
Ironman continuous.
Okay, my brain just exploded. Okay, so it's not 10 anymore. The next year he did 20 Ironman in 20 days.
In 30 days.
In 30 days.
But it was continuous, meaning you got to do the whole swimming portion first. Then you got to do the whole cycling portion. And then you got to do the whole run portion.
So that means
which is
he
equivalent
runs
to 20 full marathons, like at the end.
So meaning he runs 3.8.
Now,
He
swims
swim
3.8 times 20,
20 times one segment.
one segment.
And then he cycles 180
Times
times 20, one segment.
Yes.
Then he runs 42
times
km
20.
times
844,
20.
Is it 800 plus km?
Huh?
Yeah, the full marathon. 844 km segment. So he managed to hit the cutoff time and was an official finisher of 20 deca man continuous.
So this is one of the little known people, athletes that you might not heard of. Okay, his name is Jeff Lau.
Yeah.
He's just one crazy. I don't want to use curse word, but
It's unimaginable how
feat.
someone can just have this mental strength to go through
What
it.
was he weight? What was his weight before and after?
I don't know his weight difference, but he told me when he came back after the 20 deca Ironman, he lost more than 12 kilos. Yeah.
I think that's considered to be little already, considering the amount of
but
activity.
he felt great throughout the whole race. I mean, there was fatigue for sure. There's, because lack of sleep and all those, but but he did tell me energy and everything else was on point. No stomach distress, even eating the same stuff all over again for the whole duration of the 20 Ironman. But his main injury were the blisters and sunburn and all these other issues. So because he wore a wetsuit and you got to swim with a wetsuit, right? So you're bound to get blisters. So that was what caused him to lose time. But overall, he pulled back up his time and he finished it, and everyone was super proud of him. Even everyone in the community there was very proud of him.
Okay.
Yep. We also had one guy, Kevin Tay. He's the first Malaysian to did sub 9 full Ironman.
He's also the fastest guy right now. Yeah. Okay, he's the fastest guy right now. Anyone who is into Ironman scene, you would know him. He's the fastest guy right now, in all time actually. And
as of current, he's the record holder for Malaysia.
He's the record holder for Ironman, and he utilizes full-time Hammer nutrition stuff. Hammer doesn't do a lot of marketing because they let the product talk. Okay,
these are the marketing.
So just to let you know, there is great stuff out there. It doesn't need to cost you a lot of money. Mr. Kelvin.
Yep.
If I am a newbie marathoner, okay, and I'm aiming for Standard Chartered KL Marathon 2025 this year.
So fueling is very simple. First of all, here we have some gels here. So these guys are what helps you add energy back into your body, right? And as someone who, let's say, total newbie, don't use any nutrition and wants to jump into the full marathon scene, first of all, it's going to be really hard because you don't train for it, right? But let's say you have some baseline and you're quite fit. I've always tell people, take one pack during your warm up.
One pack at the warm up.
Yeah, 20 minutes about so warm up. Take one pack, sip some water, and then just start your race. Whether it's 10K, 21K, 42K, or even ultra, the fueling is going to be about the same. It's a benchmark lah. So replenish another pack every 45 minutes.
Every 45 minutes.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's the most basic fueling strategy that should work for everyone. But once you start getting quicker, your body might demand more, then the fueling will swap around, right?
I know the elites, instead of 45, they go for 30 because the intensity of their pace is higher.
Yep.
So they burn much more in a faster time. So hence the reason why it's 30.
Correct. So, and then of course, every individual's body absorption rate is different. You got to trial and error during your training days. That is why training with nutrition is so important, so that nothing will go wrong on race day. Right? So when you train with the products, you understand, great. Race day, same thing. It doesn't change.
30 minutes means if I am a 5-hour runner, how many packs I need? 45 minutes, 2, 6. So I should be looking at least
in between 6. I mean, I would say 6 to 7 packs.
6 to 7 packs, lah.
Yep.
Okay, 6 to 7 packs.
So
races, if you are 5-hour runner, you're looking at 6 to 7 packs minimum.
Yes. But some races might offer you some food to eat as well. So if you do eat those food, then you can cut down a pack.
I see.
because it's
Okay.
still energy, calories going to your body, right? But if you just say, nope, I'm just going to rely on what I bring, 5 to
Okay.
7 pack.
7 packs.
Yep.
Okay, I
For
just hold
the
this here.
5,
This is
6
beginner pack.
hours. Yep.
Okay. Now I just want to add on here. Nutrition for marathon isn't just about gels. Okay, and we're gonna touch on that after this.
Yep.
So what's the next one?
Next one will be the electrolytes. What we have here is electrolytes fees. So as you know, everyone sweats a lot, right? We're in a very hot and humid country, and we tend to lose a lot of electrolytes. So one of the symptoms of low electrolytes your body will show you is cramping signals. So if you don't train with electrolytes, you're severely depleting yourself of electrolytes. Because you just drink plain water, right? And that's where over time your body will be lack of the minerals and you're prone to cramping.
But this one, my question would be: I'm running. I can't be carrying this. This would be too heavy. What are the alternatives to
So
this?
some people might put it on a bottle and drink themselves, or some people will
This is a fizz.
yeah.
Okay.
Some people will just take capsules, and how we'll teach them to take one during your warm up. So gel will be warm up, and then as you start your race, electrolytes will be every hour 1 capsule.
I see. So inside here got 3 capsule.
Yeah, 3.
So meaning if you are running a 5-hour to 6-hour marathon,
maybe 2 packs.
You will need 2 packs, huh?
Yeah, about 2
Okay,
packs.
you will need 2 packs because there's 6 pills. One of this is 3 times the normal dosage. Example, if you take salt stick, okay, 1 tablet is equivalent to almost like 3 salt sticks. That's just my dosage. That's what I assume it to be, not what Hammer says. That's just what I'm saying. I felt it is. So this is called Electrolyte Extreme.
Yep.
It's 3 times the dosage. So 2 packet. Okay, so this is for beginner. What else should be for a beginner?
Okay, so beginner, I think they are very prone to getting injuries after racing or training.
Okay.
So the next thing that they will need to be stronger, build back up their muscles, will be the Recoverite.
Okay, so this would be used during after the run, after your hard workout, after your long runs, and especially after your marathons. So this would be it, right? The marathon package, the
so
beginner
for the
package.
beginners, just go with energy for training to replenish your electrolytes and then repair up so that your body aches and pain will be gone quicker.
So this 2, 1, 2 is during the run. During the run, this is after the run.
Yep.
So, sir, may I know how much this one would cost?
Gels are $10 a pack.
So 70.
The extremes are $10 a pack as well.
So 90.
Yep.
So for 1 marathon, for you to be prepared, okay, it will be 90 ringgit. Okay.
Yep.
Now, if you include this post run in order to take care of your body, actually is very important. Okay. How much is one top? And this is
450.
450 ringgit. Now, 450 ringgit is not one-time deal. It's basically for
32 servings.
32 servings. So it's almost like 12 ringgit, 13 ringgit per serving. Okay. I have been running since 2011 and I've been podium since 2014 until now. So the longevity of my runs is because of all this. I really have been
You need to take care of your body.
Take care of my body.
Yep.
Hence, I've been able to podium from then until now consistently. I've seen many cycles of fast runners. They come and go. I've seen at least 4 cycles already. Okay, they've gone away because they don't take care of their body.
Yeah, you can be quick for 1 season and then you're out.
And then you're out because your body breaks down. You don't take care of it. It can't recover back in time, and you cannot perform as how you wanted it to be. So that is very important for me. Longevity. My question to you, the audience, if you're looking for PB to do something better, are you going to repeat the same old routine that you've been doing? Do you expect that same routine is going to bring you a PB? Same old routine is going to bring you improvement? I highly doubt so. So the basic question, do you want it hard enough, that PB? If you want it hard enough, you should shake things up and try something new. That's what I would feel. I am looking for performance.
Okay, which you are the performance guy now.
Okay,
right?
if I am looking for PB, I'm just saying, if I'm searching for PB, it doesn't need to be, every person's PB is different.
Yep.
If I'm searching for PB,
Yep.
what's your recommendation?
So usually when we speak to our clients, we got to know about how's the performance like, what are the targets like, right? So, let's say the day that, rewind back the day that you came to me, I've been chasing sub 3. My best is 3:05, and I've been running few marathons, and I just can't break that barrier. What can you give me to push my limit? So I remember we had a conversation back, and then I said, you know what, work on training, fueling, and recovery, which built your body stronger, right? Then that brought your timing down to 3:02. And then later on, I started introducing Fully Charged,
Yes.
one of this product, because this is like a mental food product for your race day. It keeps you so amped up that you're so focused in your race, and it helps you to pre-exercise ignite your body, right? So I introduce you this, and then if I'm not mistaken, I also introduce you anti-fatigue caps.
Oh, anti-fatigue, that's a miracle pill.
Because this product helps you reduce ammonia in your body and kind of like eliminates the heavy legs feeling.
Yes.
Which happens in the last 10K of your race. You probably feel so bogged down, right? So once I introduced you these two products, and I think that stand chart you went 258 and never looked back ever since, right?
Yes, and then I've been consistently doing sub 3 for the past, since 2017 onwards.
Yep. This is the two products.
So this is the two products, anti-fatigue and Fully Charged.
So that's going to help most people get a PB. These two products by itself will help most people get a PB. So let's say if you're pushing to hit your sub 3s, other than the gel and electrolytes, then these are the two products that you have to consider.
Mr. Kelvin here is very polite to say, it's going to help. I will tell you now. Confirm will get PB lah, huh?
And let's say, okay, now I'm a sub 3 runner. What else? I find pushing 1 minute off is struggling. It's hard.
Okay.
It is hard, right? Like,
yes.
Then Race Day Boost is going to help you push more.
Okay.
To summarize this product, I would say it gives you like a third lung advantage.
Third lung.
Yep.
Third lung.
So
third lung.
This is so with these three combined, it definitely will help anyone get their PBs.
Would you mind to share what's the cost for a PB kit like this?
Okay, so this is $200.
200.
This is 300.
300
for 30 servings.
30 servings.
Yep.
This is 200 for
2 loads.
2 loads.
Yep.
2 cycle loads.
And this is 170.
170. So 500, 670. Now, you may think that this is crazy, expensive, or whatnot. Some of you maybe. I would tell you, and if you are obsessed enough and you are chasing a PB, no one says PB is cheap.
My last client PB ended up getting him $4,000 on the podium.
Podium for 4,000 ringgit versus this. You do the maths, huh?
Yeah. So I mean, everything has its own costing. Like even if you talk about cycling, the gear, the parts to make you go quicker, they also ends up in tens of $1,000s just for like a carbon wheel, right?
Correct.
So but we're always here to tell people, like, that's why we want to understand where do you want to reach, right? If you say I want to be a 230 guy, right? Okay, then these are the products that can help you reach there.
Yes.
But whether or not are you willing to invest in yourself to reach there is a different story.
I always feel that during my runs, I'm actually very slow. But whenever it comes to races, I always perform. I always punch above my weight. That means I always outperform. And I always outperform because of hammer. It's as simple as that.
Thanks.
Okay, I always outperform. And it is very important. For instance, Cebu, which I just came back from, I took 2 doses of this during the run.
Yep.
And I took I think 6 pills of this.
Yep.
So the mental focus that this gives me was tremendous. I was able to consistently bite onto people and hit the paces and just.
I think a lot of people don't realize how important the mind is when it comes to racing. It's like, having a clear and sharp mind, which are very focused. You can control your pace, when to push,
Yes,
when to linger on and conserve energy. These are all kind of like race technique that elites will actually need to have in their routine, right?
correct. It's quite important here. One thing I wanted us to talk about, being an older marathoner, I always feel that my life as a competitive racer can end any point in time when I don't take care of it. I can end any point in time because of injury. And why would a person get an injury? A person gets an injury because nutrition wise, recovery is basically jeopardized. So in order to ensure recovery isn't jeopardized, the right nutrition, the right treatment needs to be taken care of.
Yep.
Treatment is one thing, which is like
The
massages, the
physiotherapy,
physio and all
correct.
that.
Yep.
But nutrition is important. For me, what are your recommendations in apart from Recoverite? I myself take a lot of Recoverite post runs. I take this a lot consistently. I also take whey protein from Hammer. Why I took it is because I know my muscles, every time I do a hard workout, it will break down. The muscles will have micro tears. What I mean by breakdown is it will tear. Okay.
Yep.
And once it tears, it needs to be repaired back. But as an older person, the recovery, the repairs rate will be way longer. You imagine it this way, lah. When you were 20 years old,
you don't even take this, and
you don't even take that. You won't take one sleep, and then tomorrow you can run again damn fast. But as you get older, right, you probably take a few days and maybe a few weeks. That's exactly how I am right now.
Yep.
Hence, I needed all this. And because of this, I was able to consistently podium since 2017, 2014 onwards until now. Because you want to say rely or whatever, I just want to take care of my running life and ensure longevity.
Basically, there's all this base building and commitment that you do for training every day. You're investing in your body, in yourself, to be stronger and healthier. But you can only be stronger and healthier when you repair it, right? When you repair yourself. So take, for example, gym guys. Why they go to the gym and lift weights?
Mm-hmm.
They're also micro tearing their muscles.
Correct.
Right?
Once you exert the usage.
Yep. So when you take a heavier weight, it stresses the muscles and then it tears. And then later on, they just take whey protein to repair back. So can you imagine if someone says, no, like you don't need all this? Then it will be pointless for them. They can lift the weight, but they'll forever be stuck at maybe 50 kilos or something, right? So recovery is important. And yes, you can also find your egg whites, your protein outside. But the key thing is the timing of consuming the protein. So which is why Recoverite is so magical in repairing a runner's training is immediately within 30 minutes, you make a serving and drink it.
Within 30 minutes, one serving.
One serving. And then your next day you feel fresh, like total fresh. So we have had, like example, Jeff Lau. How do you do back-to-back races? And you have training and then you work and then so people like, yeah, I take Recoverite, I can get back to work on Monday. I even had customers that did 100K and the next day they just went back to work like normal. And they're like, yeah, I mean, there's muscle soreness, it's not bad, but to some people who just done 21K, they felt like, oh, my legs and arms are gone, right?
Yeah, it's
so
gone.
when that guy just ran 100 and then you ran a 21 and he's still like functioning and you're like, I need to take an MC or something. So I think the key is while there are many products and food available, but the key is the timing of consumption. So when you make I know the product, that's why I can say it's within 30 minutes. I can't say for other brands, but with Recoverite, definitely you'll get away of your body aches and pain the next day if you take it within 30 minutes after your workout.
I see. Okay. I'm living proof of this. I'm a user of this, and I truly believe in this. Especially as I go older, my recovery, I can feel it. I do think that the recovery of this, my recovery, my longevity is fully associated with this.
Yeah. And I don't think you finish a top that quick. right?
No. I tend to. It's one serving is 2 scoop. I tend to split out a bit,
Which is half a serving,
half a serving.
which is one scoop.
One scoop.
Yep.
So it lasts me longer, but I do it consistently. I
Yep.
think consistency is more important than the
Yes, because
quantity.
as you train and as you have these going into your body, you're already getting stronger and stronger. You're building up your own threshold. So you don't need the full serving.
Yep.
Unless you do a really, really crazy workout where it's gonna destroy your body, then you probably need 2 servings or even more, right? But if you're consistently using it, I think it's just manageable. Like if you break it down, it becomes 1 scoop each will be 64.
Actually, just to share, I've taken your advice this time. Usually, I only take this during the races,
Yep.
the all the pills and
Yep.
whatnot. I only take it during races, but this time, I've decided to do things slightly different. I've taken your advice to do it during all my workouts.
Okay.
Okay,
Yep.
my hard workouts. So meaning the heat,
Yep.
the heat powder, I took it, and the fully charged, I take it.
Yep.
And I was injured badly in December and January, but I somehow able to start to have a quicker recovery on a faster fitness level,
Right.
compared to many years to that last year. Example here is I was injured in January, but I started training back, and as of yesterday, I'm able to do 1 hour and 23 minutes. For to me, is considered to be quicker than the normal progression.
Right.
Which I would tend to associate with the slight difference of the
Yes.
approach.
The reason why we advise our clients to take it during training is because training days are meant to be harder than your race days, right? So your training load will be very aggressive, and if you don't have products to help you push yourself to the limit, then you're training at a very like a handicap. One example would be I always ask my clients, in fact, their kids, right? So parents have to send their kids to come and talk to me for fueling advisory because kids don't listen. So this kid, he
don't listen to their parents, but listen to you.
Yeah, like don't listen in general, like kids being kids, right? So he runs 5K in 19 minutes. Okay, and
is this a Wong boy?
No, it's not a Wong boy. So this kid, he runs 5K in 19 training. He's a triathlete, and he doesn't use the product in training. Then he wants to use it on race day only. Then I ask him why. Because I'll be quicker on race day. I'm like, why will you be quicker on race day?
I used to have that thought.
Because I use your products, then I'll be quicker. I'm like, okay, but in training, I don't rely on it. I'm like, why? Then how fast do you run your 5K in training? 19? Then why don't you use the product and run 18 on training? Then he's like, I didn't think about that. Like if you consistently run 18 in training, then you go to 17 and maybe dip to 16, right? In training. So when you hit that threshold, you are guaranteed, your body can perform sub 17 for 5K. That's a lock-in.
Yes.
Right? So when you go to the race day, you're guaranteed like I'm gonna go all out, and maybe by luck with adrenaline kicking in, I can go down to sub 16. But why would you want to always hold yourself back and say, I run my 5K in 19 now, but race day I'll run it on 18 because I take the product. So that is where I always tell people to take the nutrition, push yourself, make yourself stronger, get the baseline timing. So on race day, you're expecting that benchmark. Right? That's the way to improve. So when he took the advice, he started training. The coach told me, oh, he's very aggressive now. Then he qualified for Youth Olympic Games or triathlon.
I see.
That was like, I think 5 years back.
Before the COVID time.
Before COVID, yep. So when he raced in Hong Kong, the mom told me he needs to get top 4 in order to qualify for Youth Olympic Games. And he got top 4. Just by, luckily, like within that 2-3 weeks, he changed his training program. He chugged in a fair bit of fully charged as well. And then he did like a sub 1 hour race for sprint triathlon. Well, our products are maltodextrin-based formula. So these are complex carbohydrates.
So maltodextrin is complex carbohydrates.
Yep, correct. And then, of course, there are simple sugars, simple carb. These are like fructose, glucose, sucrose. These are the other energy gels. So, why we use maltodextrin is because it's like a long and slow release of energy, which is why it makes the athlete last long throughout their race.
Yeah. Okay, it's like slow release.
Yes, it's a slow release. So,
so meaning you don't get the instant energy,
yeah,
and then suddenly after
crash.
nothing, you bong lah basically.
Yeah, so
suddenly you bong lah.
A lot of people when they take energy gel, they thought all gels are created equal and all, but unfortunately, no. If you take simple sugars, simple carbs, like I mentioned, fructose, glucose, dextrose, these products will spike your energy levels quick, which is great. You get a quick energy, but it doesn't last. It dips. So repeat that on the third to fourth cycle, your energy will be way below where you started off from. And that could be as early as 2 hours into the race.
You can't recover from that then.
So, if your energy has dipped lower and, you're already 2 hours into the race, then not any amount of gel will continue to bring your energy up anymore, right? So we want to keep our body levels energy on a steady flow. So for example, like maltodextrin base will be complex carbohydrates. So it will give you a consistent release. And then by the time you drop down, it's time for the next pack. Then you take again, goes up slowly. By the time you drop down, you take the next pack. So on the fourth, fifth, sixth cycle, 10th cycle, it will still drop down slowly, right? But at least on the 10th cycle, your energy is here. Where you started is from here.
It's not like...
Yes, it doesn't have a steep drop. Yeah. So that explains why Jeff Lau was able to run so much and do so much, because
20 Ironmans.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, think about it. Let's ignore the fact, and that same race, his dad went. His dad is like a non-runner, let's say, but also using some hammer fuels, and he did 20 marathons in 20 days. And this
How
is Jeff's
old
dad.
is his dad?
I don't know.
He's not a runner. So Jeff is already 30 plus.
Yeah, I think maybe that could be late 60s or early 70s.
Late 60s doing 20 marathons in
20 days. So one full marathon
days.
A day.
One full marathon a day, non-runner, but still ran 20 full marathons a day. We gotta search for that. Later I'll search for that, name of that event
you
there.
Can check it out. And then Jeff came to me, I think, last year or early this year or last year, I can't remember when, but he told me, Kelvin, I got something more crazy. I'm doing triple. Which he signed up for it. He did it, but he had a crash.
He already did it.
No, he attempted.
Okay.
But he had a crash. I think due to fatigue, like sleepy. He had a crash, and then he couldn't race.
DNF.
Yeah, he had to DNF from the triple deca. So it was 30 Ironman in 30 days. That was triple deca.
That was this year.
Yeah, I think it was early this year, if I'm not mistaken. And so he had to convert to running maybe 1,000 miles or something, or 1,000 km. I can't remember. But because he didn't want to waste his time, right? Since he already paid so much to go there, so he did the run only, which he finished the run. Yeah, I wasn't sure about the entire second event, what was it called? But he did a run instead of the triple deca. But to tell me that he signed up 20, I don't know how many marathons was that, but yeah, but for the triple deca, it's 30 Ironmans. One Ironman a day.
One Ironman a day for 1 month.
For 1 month. It's like you wake up, all you do is swim, bike, run, and then you
sleep.
One
Ironman a day for 1 month. Yeah. Oh my God.
So I said, Jeff, why do you want to torture yourself? He's like, I got nothing to do. Like, I want to see how much I can push my body, And then I said, we get the point. I think at this point, no one can come close to your category of insane, but take care of your health, I said, because 30 Ironman a day, frankly speaking, it has been done before by people. It has been done.
Yeah. I think there's this Ultra Cannon.
Yeah, but it's like it's been done by people, but this kind of sport it's how do you call it? The finishes are really little, right? It's like a handful of people that have done it.
The
And
handful, as in not handful in the country, handful globally.
Yeah.
Uh,
So even in Malaysia, Jeff Lau is the only person who holds the record of 10 Ironman and 20 Ironman. Like, he's the only person that have done it. I think Ultraman Kanan was what you want to mention, right? I think Ultraman Kanan did the Ultraman Australia.
double, yeah.
Yeah, he did the Ultraman Australia, which he also uses hammer. He finished. Yeah.
So there you have it. All the endurance, super duper crazy, badass endurance athletes is using hammer. I think that tells you a lot. I don't need to.
It doesn't have to be an elite to use
It
hammer.
doesn't have to be an elite, okay? But
because I think what's important is the product works whether it's running a 5K time trial to your 500 km run. The same product will work all the way, right? Okay, so whey protein, why so small? Why so expensive? I think this is 385 ringgit
385
for 24 serving, right? So first of all, these products are made from grass-fed whey cow.
Grass-fed whey
So
cow.
technically we call it what, kampong cows, right?
Organic.
Yeah, and they're free roaming. They
the cows have music to.
I don't know. Maybe they put headphones there. So they are free roaming cows, and then they are not they're antibiotic free.
Antibiotic free
So
cows.
And then if you look at our ingredients, it just says whey protein isolate, L-glutamine, natural flavor, which is vanilla, and stevia extract. Just 4 stuff.
I see.
Right? And they even have a tagline here: whey protein isolate, no fillers.
No fillers. That's the key word there. That's why I the whole point that I wanted to say is there's no fillers. What you get there is pure whey protein. There's no fillers.
Yep. So this is really pure protein powder, and it's 100% isolate whey. So protein comes in a few forms. Most notably will be where most brand they will use whey protein concentrate. Okay. So whey protein concentrate is actually like 70% protein and 30% lactose and fat mixed. So if you're taking concentrate, you're taking with lactose and fat. So and it's only 70%. That means like 70% is the protein that you get. Where whey protein isolate comes in is where they take that whey protein concentrate, they eliminate the lactose and fat, so you get 100% protein. So you isolate away the lactose and fat.
That's why the word isolate.
Whey protein isolate. So there's a concentrate, and then there's whey protein isolate. So when it comes to these two terms, okay,
I learned
some products will put there 2 blends of protein, whey protein concentrate, whey protein isolate. But based on my knowledge, why would you need 2 when isolate is already the better one, where you don't want the lactose and fat?
Okay. So the word isolate here is, in a simpler term, is called pure lah.
Yes, but
the purest of pure lah.
Probably 99% purity, right?
Still, that's high already.
I mean, definitely
considering the scandals that I've heard in Malaysia this year, that's like really, really as high as I can see right now.
Yeah. So that's the reason why this whole tub here is expensive, but it packs a lot of punch because it's just pure protein powder. And little bit terminologies of why is antibiotic free important, or why grass-fed whey cows are important. I guess it's just the animal brought up for being farmed on milk and all. If they're not free roaming, then they get sick easily, then they get pumped of antibiotics to recover and so on. So Hammer chooses the better way.
Is it in Montana their sources?
I wouldn't know. But definitely,
I'm thinking of Yellowstone right now.
To have this logo, it's something. Yep.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for sharing.
Sure.
So here's the secret to most of the elites and endurance athletes, which is hammer. It's proven. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you next time. Bye.